We are at E3 2019, and one of the big announcements during Nintendo Direct Showcase was, of course, No More Heroes 3, which is a really nice surprise. So we are here with SUDA51 catching up, and I remember when our colleague, my friend Sergio, was playing Travis Strikes Again at the very end. There was this teaser for a new game for No More Heroes 3 after the credits, and you told us, wait for it, I'll be at E3. So how has it been to you to be here, back here, 3 years after that, after the last time you were here, unveiling No More Heroes 3 to the world?
Really happy to be able to not only directly connect my appearance here at E3 with the ending of Travis Strikes Again, also really happy to be able to come here and make the announcement on Nintendo Direct. We had no idea at first where in the presentation the game was going to come out. Then once we saw that it was right after Resident Evil, Zelda and whatnot, we were really happy to see that that's where the game was announced, and really honored to not only be in the be included in the presentation, but also to receive that sort of position in the lineup as well. So yeah, really happy to be here, really happy to be able to announce the game here also.
What can you tell us about the gameplay changes we can expect in this new entry? We saw the suplex movement with Travis, so I guess it's back with a couple of arrows. So does that mean that we can expect motion controls as well?
As you said, the arrows are indicative of the motion controls you see in the game. You will be able to, have the two Joy-Cons connected to the main console itself and play like that. But the true, I guess you could say, the perfect way to play the game would be to detach both the controllers. Basically, think of it sort of as the original Wii controllers. There's going to be a lot of stuff you can do, from the previous games, some new stuff added in as well. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of motion control heavy stuff in there. So we're looking forward to seeing how everyone reacts to that.
All right. What can you expect about the world structure or the game structure itself? Is it an open world we can explore? Is it mission based? Is it full of final bosses? What can we expect?
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of fans, saw the trailer and immediately started thinking, okay, so No More Heroes 3, what kind of game is it going to be? What do we have to expect, There's a lot of things that have been decided that I can't really speak on just yet. And there's also, to be honest, a lot of things that are still completely up in the air, even as far as development goes, as far as we're concerned. One of the really important things that we want to do with this game is pay really close attention to exactly what the fans want and what kind of game they want to play. So the trailer's just been released. People have just been notified about the game's existence. So from now on, we're going to pay really close attention to all the different fans' requests and wishes and stuff. And we really want to try to put as much, to answer as much of these fan requests and wishes as we can. Another thing to keep in mind is 12 years ago we came out with the sort of open world game of No More Heroes 1. At the time it was a relatively big open world type game, but nowadays, especially with these AAA games you have out there, the scale is just completely different. I mean, they're huge now. And as a studio, we don't have like 1,000 people working on our staff. We have less than 100 altogether. So we not only have to focus on what the fans want and what kind of game they want to play, but how we can also realistically make that a reality with the size and scale of team we have. Without actually compromising any of the quality and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that, again, we haven't even thought up or decided on yet. And hopefully it's going to be the kind of game that the fans want to play and something that we can provide them, again, without compromising on quality along the way.
What can you tell us about the story and the characters? Of course, it's been 10 years since last game for Travis. And Travis has grown up, he's older now. And also the message seems to be kill or be killed, as we are used to with the No More Heroes franchise. So what can we expect in terms of characters and story now?
Up until now, the stories that we've portrayed in the No More Heroes series have always been about Travis taking on these other assassins, other killers, basically fighting for his life. As you could see in the trailer this time, the scale is kind of completely changed. Travis wakes up one day and sees these like weird ass aliens coming down from space. There's a kind of Independence Day thing going on where he's kind of like in the Will Smith role. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Realizing suddenly, okay, I got to stand up and take on all these like weird, funky aliens that are trying to take us all out. So this time it's going to be a much different scale, along with different themes, I guess, as main themes of the game. Also, again, whereas before it was mainly kind of a kill or be killed thing, as you said, this time the stakes are a bit different too. Well, I can't really comment much on exactly what I mean. What I can say is that this time Travis is probably going to be going up against some different enemies where his life is not the only thing on the line. In fact, there may be even much more dire and extreme stakes on the line. So yeah, the scale of the game and the scale of Travis's own personal battle are going to be a lot higher and a lot more hardcore than they've been up till now. So I look forward to that.
All right, and it also has aliens, as you said, and mechas. We have the Travis mecha. So how can we picture No More Heroes? I mean, the first and the second game are full of crazy stuff, but this time we're getting mechas and aliens. So how can we picture the No More Heroes experience, including this sort of creatures or robots? Or
yeah, I really feel that I'm confident that you're not going to be disappointed if you really look forward to what we got coming up this time. One thing that's going to be really important in the previous games for this newest title is TSA. As you can see in the trailer, there's a part where Travis takes his left hand and goes henching, and like, you know, he's got the weird glove thing on. He changes into like the mecha type outfit. That's actually something that he brought directly from the story in TSA, where he he gets the death glove and the death drive, the legendary console thing. He's brought the death glove back with him into the real world and uses that as kind of part of his arsenal now. And that's going to become a real key point in No More Heroes 3, in that, again, as you can see, there's all these like weird, funky, like hardcore aliens. It's kind of like Thanos level foes he's got to go up against. That death glove is going to be probably the most important part of his weaponry in taking these guys down. So again, I can't really make that many, I can't really comment that detailedly on what's going to happen, but yeah, the TSA stuff carrying on over into this newest title, it's going to be a huge plot point in the game, and I really think people are going to enjoy what we're doing with it.
all right, of course it's early yet. There's many things you cannot comment in depth, but the game is coming out in 2020. So, which would you say is the current status of the game, and how do you think the development is coming along so far?
So as you said, the game has been announced for a 2020 release. We can't say exactly when in 2020 it's going to be released yet. What we can say is, as far as development goes, we've just finished the prototype, and so it is coming along pretty well. Right now, we're mainly focusing on just creating and kind of putting together as much content as possible, seeing what sticks, seeing what can be improved. Yeah, as far as development goes, it's coming along really well, and yeah, it should be ready in time, and that's really all I can kind of say right now.
All right, with TCA you made a bunch of collaborations with indie studios, which were reflected in Travis's t-shirts. Can we expect collaborations to be here? And what about the new soundtrack composed by Nobuaki Kaneko-san? Yeah?
First, as far as the collaboration thing goes, yeah, for TSA, we did do a really kind of wide-scale collaboration with all kinds of indie creators and games. That was due not only to my own personal love of the games themselves and of the indie genre in general, but also because it was the game itself was sort of a commemorative thing. Also, when we were making the game, it was the 20th anniversary of the founding of Grasshopper Manufacture, and so we wanted the game to be not only obviously No More Heroes game, but also sort of a celebratory type game, almost kind of like a party in itself, celebrating the 20 years of making games and the long years we've been working on TSA on Travis himself. So yeah, I went around and got a lot of cooperation with a lot of great creators and games, and so we had the t-shirt thing going. As far as No More Heroes 3 goes, one thing that I want to do if possible is, as long as I can get permission from the various creators involved, I would like to maybe have some kind of thing involved where we could have the t-shirts from TSA carried over into the new game. I can't promise anything, but it's something I would really like to do if possible. But this time, we really want to go back to the core concept of a No More Heroes game. So not so sure about what kind of collaborations, if any, will be involved in this one, but yeah, it'll definitely be a much more full-on No More Heroes focused game. As for the main composer, Nobuaki Kaneko, he's a really awesome guy. He's, as you may know, he's the drummer of a famous Japanese band called Rise. He's also got a really successful career as a solo musician. He's also an actor. He's really popular in Japan. He's in all kinds of like commercials, drama, stuff like this. And some people may not know this, but he's also a full-on gamer as well, to the point where he's actually got a regular serial column in Famitsu, the Japanese game magazine. So I happened to have a chance to meet with him a while back, and we got to talking, and was like, hey, I'd love to do something together with you. And luckily, he kind of accepted and was like, yeah, let's see what we can create, see what we can get done together. So yeah, brought him on as a lead composer for No More Heroes 3. And as you can see by just the quick work that he did for the trailer, he's a really great musician, especially just the awesome drums that he does. The guy himself is a really cool guy. His work is really cool, and kind of a weird way to put it, but he's the kind of dude that a dude could really fall in love with, So I'm really looking forward to working with him a lot more.
All right, so with TSA releasing now on PS4 and the Steam as recently announced, can we expect a similar type of deal with No More Heroes 3 releasing first exclusively on the Nintendo Switch and then perhaps in the future in these platforms? And how did the PC and the PS4 community react to you bringing TSA to their consoles, to their systems?
I'd like to think that the PS4 and Steam users were happy to hear that we'd be bringing the game to their platforms. I was kind of worried, to be honest, at first that maybe the Switch gamers would be like, hey, what are you doing? Like you said, this is just for us, whatever. But I also want to think that as gamers, hopefully they're as happy as I am to be able to bring this game that they liked to other platforms and let other people who may not have got the opportunity to let other people play the game as well. Of course, there are going to be some things some parts of the game, some elements that are only available in the Switch version. For example, the Link t-shirt thing. When you wear Link's t-shirt, you're able to use like some of his like moves and everything. That's something that obviously we could not port to a different platform. So while there will still be things that are still purely Switch exclusives, I am really happy to be able to bring the game to as many gamers as possible and hope that everyone understands why we're doing this. At least for now, what we can say for now is it'll be Switch only for the moment.
All right, perhaps the Nintendo Switch owners wouldn't be as upset if you were able to release No More Heroes 1 plus 2 on the Nintendo Switch.
Well, I mean, if it's the sort of thing that everybody really wants, then, I mean, who's to say it wouldn't happen, And it just so happens that Marvelous is here at E3 as well, and either tomorrow or the next day, we've got a meeting with them, so I'm definitely going to be bringing that up and see what I can do. Is it really something that everybody wants? If it is the kind of thing that everybody wants, everyone's looking forward to, then I'm pretty confident that we can make something happen somehow.
That's nice. I would guess that they would be really happy with either Travis joining Smash Bros. Or Killer 7 releasing on Nintendo Switch. Is that something that you would like personally yourself to happen?
Unfortunately, there's only one of myself, and I'm going to be really, really busy working on No More Heroes 3, so for the time being, I'd really like to just focus on No More Heroes 3 if possible.
We met, I think it was for the first time like 11 years ago in Madrid. You were introducing No More Heroes 1 for the Wii so long ago. We've met several times since then. You've also changed. You've also grown older, same as Travis. So how do you feel personally to be here so many years after releasing the third game of the franchise and all the games that you've done since, I think it was 2007 when we first met?
It's really the kind of thing that I just never really get used to. Even after all these years, each time I come here and either announce a new game or just see people playing on something that has already been released, or whatever. Each time it feels kind of like I'm doing it again for the first time. No matter how many times I do it, no matter how many years I'm doing this, every time I get really nervous. I kind of get like butterflies in my stomach, even. And I feel that, as you said, it's been 11 or so years since I first came and introduced No More Heroes 1. Since then, I've gone through a lot of different titles, gone through a lot of changes, like in life, as a person and everything. But I still feel that there's some part of me that, even though I understand deep down inside that I have kind of like an established fan base, and there's people who are going to play my games, people are going to be happy. Every time I bring out a game to announce it here or anywhere, I feel like I'm kind of, debuting again for the first time, and I really get worried. What if people don't like it? How are people going to think about it? Are people going to accept this? And again, I keep getting nervous about that. And that kind of reminded me recently that there are definitely things that no matter how old you get or how many years you do the same thing, there are some parts of you that never change, just as there are parts that are continuously changing. And I still feel that there's a part of me that's still kind of like a little kid. Every time I introduce a new game or release a new game, I still get that excitement. At the same time, I still get that nervousness, just not knowing what's going to happen. Even though I know deep down inside it's going to be okay, some part of me is still like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And I still get that kind of excitement. So there's a lot of it has changed over the years, and conversely, a lot of it is still exactly the same as it was 11 years ago.
All right, those are some really nice words. Thank you so much once again. ありがとうございます。
どうもありがとう。Thank you so much. Thank you.